This video was sponsored by my history grade. It's 1945. Important events were happening like the birth of Bob Marley. Oh, and also this World War II thingy was coming to an end with the surrender of Germany. So what the duck happens to German territory? Welcome to Let's Make a Deal. Our last meeting was, let's say, rather interesting. Our contestants are some random old men. Firstly, they still need to defeat Japan. The U.S. wants minimal casualties, so they're going to handle things peacefully. Who's that? Wait, what? So they dropped some Brock Supers on them. World War II is now really over. So what deal do the contestants make to prevent World War III? Is it 1, make peace, 2, become peaceful, or 3, create peacefulness? Start the Cold War, obviously. The League of Nations, which is the first intergovernmental organization established to promote international cooperation and to achieve international peace. Yeah, they didn't do jack. Pop quiz. A guy asks you and your brother for your friend's ball. Do you give it? Obviously, sharing is caring. No, you dumb base, you just killed 85 million people. Wait, what? You probably. What these guys failed to account was who they just gave the ball to. Just give him Austria. He will stop there. Spoiler. He did not stop there. This tactic was called appeasement, and the League of Nations gave everything Hitler wanted. Introducing the United Nations, the improved global peace organization. Guess who? It's Stalin, and President Roosevelt somehow got him in the United Nations. There is no doubt that the tide of Anglo-Soviet-American friendship had reached a new high. Wait, I thought you said they started the Cold War? You again. Stalin makes sure you hold free elections. Huh? The Atlantic Charter. The what? The document you must follow as a UN nation. All countries have right to own government. Oh, yes, will do. Naturally, Stalin made everyone communist. Stalin ignored everything he had promised. Winston Churchill famously announced an Iron Curtain has descended on the continent. World War III was nearing, especially with Russia's first successful nuclear bomb test. This was bad news for the world, but horrible news for Berlin. Berlin? Oh yeah, this is a project on the Berlin Wall. Well, remember how I said Germany was divided into 4 parts? Well, I didn't. Point is, Germany was divided into 4 parts among the Allies. Hey, what's that? Berlin? No, you sit-face, it's here! Berlin, as an important city, was individually divided into 4 parts. Wait, who owns the area around it? Uh-oh. Capitalism versus communism was put on full display. The country that would prosper most would prove their country superior. With the illness and death of Franklin Roosevelt came President Harry Truman. Bro chose violence with the Truman Doctrine, giving support to countries under threat of skibidi communism, promptly unfolding the Marshall Plan, donating $13.3 billion to other countries. Stalin wasn't going to let the U.S. be the lone Sigma, so he created Comcon, an organization aimed to financially aid the Eastern Bloc, the countries under Soviet influence, and prevent external trade, essentially dividing Europe. Can we just be friends? No. The facts were revealing. Communism is inherently expanding. Enter NATO, the alliance of 32 countries and their collective military to ensure peace, but mainly to stop communism. Respond, come and form, uniting the Eastern Bloc politically, creating the peak in power Soviet Union. Stalin really said, mother duck the big 3, it's just big me. Communism is working. People are prosperous and happy, and so is Berlin, making it one of the top 10 most successful communist countries. Bruh, obviously bucking not just like every other time. Communism failed yet again, and capitalism was prospering. The Allied West Berlin and Soviet East Berlin made this obvious. Wait, how about I just block all the railways, canals, and roads to Berlin? What are you going to do about that? The Berlin airlift was a huge success. Turns out Stalin was not like us. One issue, people could travel freely between the 2 sides of Berlin. So they traveled freely between the 2 sides of Berlin. The West was exploding in population. Why? Did I mention they could travel freely between the 2 sides of Berlin? East Berlin was losing tons of money from lack of labor force because people could travel freely between the 2 sides of Berlin. Stalin much angry. So what did Stalin do to stop people from traveling freely between the two sides of Berlin?
Democracy isn't perfect, but we never had to build a wall to keep people in. Some escaped.